Okay. What about now? Is the voice? Have I got voice? Voice okay? Perfect. Thank you. Sorry. I don't know. Sure what happened with the mic. The mic was working and then not working. So, okay. Layer three. No, it's a. I think it's a layer 8 problem. It's just me. It's me. It's a me issue. All right. Let's go. We've already wasted 3 minutes for the mic. Uh, microphone issue. Now, just a real quick, really quick couple of minute lecture before we go into the lab. So everyone, start your labs. Okay. Let's get your labs running. Um, everyone's got everyone's okay with their labs now? Okay, perfect. I'm just going to start my lab now, and while I'm waiting for it to run, just want to do a brief explanation about Active Directory and also the differences between domain and forest functional levels and some key concepts of trust relationships. So these are fundamental, hardcore Active Directory stuff that separates the boys from the men. Yeah, it's real juicy. Uh, no worries, Nathan. No, you got to do what you got to do. I'm here if you need anything. Okay, so just something really quick. Let me just share my screen again. Um, okay, so now we've got just really quickly. You know this already, but we'll go through it again very quickly. Active Directory, all it is, okay, in at the end of the day, it's a fancy database at its core, okay? It's just a database that keeps track of so many different things. When I say just a database, right? No, it's not just a database. It's huge. It's massive. But it's a database that contains a lot of objects, lots of stuff. Okay, it's a database of passwords as well. It's a database of domains and forests and child domains and trusts and how everything's connected to each other. But but in the end, it's just a database. Okay, um, and it can get big. And it can get medium, small. If you've got a whole forest with tens of thousands of computers, one database or one Active Directory won't be able to do it because it's just too big, too much stress. All right. So now that we've got that off our chests, so you guys knew that already, but we're just making sure that you're all happy with that. Now, uh, okay. Now let's talk about, because it's in our week objectives. Let's talk about domain and forest. I don't know why the forest with one R. Functional levels. Okay. I'll give you my definition, and then I'm going to give you a definition from the book here, the textbook. I'm not sure if you've got it. That doesn't really matter if you have it or not. But I'll give you my definition of it, and I'll explain to you a bit more. So essentially, so we're talking about the functional levels. Okay. Up until so this is really critical. That I want to explain this first. With a server 2016, okay, to 2022, and then they've got another one, 2025, which is it's available for testing. You can actually download if you've got a developer account, you can test it. But 2016 onwards, is pretty much the same forest functional level. Okay, so that means that only servers that are 2016 and above can function at this level. If we have, important here, if we have a 2003 server or 2000 and I forgot, was it 8 or 9? I can't remember. But anyway, if we have servers at this level and our forest functional level is at 2016, a lot of what these servers are trying to do won't work. They cannot work. If we downgrade if we downgrade our forest functional level to accommodate these 2003 and 2008 servers, then we're missing out on a lot of the functionality that 2016 brings. Okay, one example is the Active Directory recycle. If you delete a user account, and 2003 I don't think has one. 2008 I don't think it has one either. Maybe 2012 has. Honestly, it's been a while since I've worked on a 2012 machine. But 2016 does have a function where if you accidentally delete an object, it goes into a recycle bin if activated. If you activated it, okay, you need to activate it. But if the forest functional level is not 2016, even if most of your servers are, if you downgrade the functional level, you're missing out on a lot of the new features just to accommodate these ones over here. Okay, you can have a domain that has a lower functional level that can look after the 2003 and 8 and NT servers, whatever. I don't know why you still have them, but we can make it happen. Maybe make another forest where that forest is looking after legacy domains, and create a forest that's your business, that's your enterprise. That would be the best solution in this scenario. All right, we got that off our chest. An important concept. The other concept is a trust relationship. I'm going to fly through this, okay? Really, really fly through it. But because we don't have much time, because we've got to rush through the lab. But if I've got a parent-child domain relationship, this is the parent, this is the top domain, this is, say, harry.com. And if I've got a child domain here, which is, say, melbourne.harry.com, and this is Sydney down here, .harry.com, I've got a trust relationship automatically between there and there. It's a two-way trust straight away. I trust my parent, and my parent trusts the child domain. Yeah, most of the time. So easy. By having that two-way trust, I automatically get a trust going over that side, even though I'm not connected directly to that other domain. I automatically get a trust. Okay, I get a two-way trust straight away. Just double checking that I haven't missed anything. Again, we're rushing here because we only have an hour. Yeah. So now I bring in another forest. Okay. I get another forest here, and I call it, I don't know, Fred.com, and that's another organization. And say we merge two organizations together. We merge. Okay. But I don't really trust this new domain yet until I fix the security issues, or I make sure that it's fine, because this is a takeover, not a merger. Harry.com's taking over Fred.com. Then I can get a one-way trust. So Fred will trust the Harry domain, but Harry does not trust Fred. It means that my database in this forest does not replicate the Active Directory over to the Fred domain, but Fred does replicate the Active Directory and everything that Fred.com has. Yeah, the passwords and the resources, everything can go over. Now, if I want to do a two-way trust, if I do a two-way trust, then they both replicate to each other. Yep. If a trust relationship breaks, does the machine tree in question need to be removed and re-added? If the trust relationship breaks accidentally, like there's a disconnection or someone's breaking it, like an administrator is removing it. So if someone has set out to break the trust relationship, yeah, it does need to be re-added, not removed, just adjusted. Accidentally, yeah, it needs to be adjusted. Okay, it doesn't. As far as I know, it doesn't need to be removed and re-added. In my experience, it just you just go in there and you fix that that trust issue. Cool. And a lot of these domains will still continue to work even if that trust is broken. There's a lot because of the replication. Hopefully still working, but yeah. Okay, now let's jump into this. So that's a bit of a trust relationship here. And remember, in this tree here, in this forest, in this tree, that's the parent and that's the child domain. And this is how, so the Harry and then the child is Mel. That's how it's structured. It's hierarchical. And this, by the way, Active Directory is why Microsoft absolutely dominates the desktop business, especially the business desktop industry. Home computers don't use it, but the Mac would probably be, or Linux would probably be dominating in that. But Microsoft just nothing can compete. There was an organization called Novell that was competing with a long time ago, but it just couldn't compete with Microsoft. All right, I'm going to start the lab now. Just in case someone's watching the videos for the very first time, by now, I hope everyone's logged in. I've got this running over here. Click that to run. And now I'm clicking that to go into the IDP. I had someone requesting help because they had a Mac. If Macs are really, I love the Mac. I've got a MacBook Air, really, really good, but it just doesn't like to do virtual machines and it doesn't like to log into IDP. It really hates it. But it works. It's supposed to work because they promise us. But if anyone has any issues, there is a way to fix it. It's not an easy way, but it is a way. Okay. Like usual, if I run out of time, if I can't get through this lab, I will hopefully. I've got I'm going to create more labs. So I'm going to complete the lab later on, maybe on the weekend. I'll see how I go. That's something additional that an OLA, online learning advisor, can do. We don't have to do that. This lab is it. This one out, but I like to do. I can't help it. I don't want you guys to miss out on anything. So I'll work a little bit extra. It doesn't matter. It's good practice for me too because um, you don't get to work on like I don't get to work on Active Directory much anymore. It's all Azure cloud now. But I miss my I do miss my Active Directory days, on-prem days. All right, now I'm wondering if we need to reset these to their defaults. Reset by going back and reverting. controller, although we're not performed, blah, 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 successfully deploying. All right. I don't think so. I don't think we need to. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm having a look at the lab here. We're doing lab 3A, distributed Active Directory services. Um, we've got an AD infrastructure. We're growing. That's wonderful. We're increasing our partner organization. Great. We must share resources and applications on its internal network with company partners. We're merging with another company. We need to replicate Active Directory and our resources to another forest. All right, great. So we're going to deploy new child domains, and we're going to implement forest trust between forests and its partners. So we're going to create child domain, and we're going to join with another forest. Okay, we're joining with another forest. So my mouth is really dry. Sorry, I just need to have a quick drink of water. I know it's really dry in here for some reason. Anyway, that's better. So we are going to deploy this. We're going to call the new child domain Wanturna, and we're going to join with another forest called training.edu. These are the virtual machines that we need to run. Everyone, get going. Start run those. Run the DC first. So let's jump on. We'll go down to DC. It's always a good idea to run the domain controller first. Just start it. We don't need to log in to it for it to work, but we should start it first. All right. Actually, my bad. We do need to revert these. I'm going to do something I told you not to do and turn it off from there. Don't ever do that. But I'm reverting this back anyway, so that, no harm done. So let's revert them. And now I'm going to start that. And we'll go to the router here. We will revert that. And then we'll start that. We will go over to server 2. We'll start that. No, sorry. Sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm going to do again. I'm going to do this. Don't do this. Do not do this ever. Okay. I'm going to, but the reason I'm doing that now is because I'm going to revert it back to its original anyway. And we're going to start that. Server 3, revert, and start. And training. So this is the training, the DC1 training. That's the new forest that we're going to, I don't need to revert this because I've never used it, but I'm going to do it anyway. And we will get that going. Everyone good? Yep, excellent. Perfect. I'll be honest, I hate rushing. I really hate rushing, but I prefer to do this nice and slow and easy, and we can talk and I can tell you some stories about me working till 3 o'clock in the morning fixing stuff. We can do that on chat in the discussion groups and Discord. And by the way, while I'm waiting for this to load, I all want you to stop using WhatsApp and SMS, and I want you to all make the move over to Signal, okay? Because WhatsApp, as we know, is owned by Facebook, and Facebook promise us that WhatsApp is secured, but I can tell you it's not, okay? So start making the move. Get your friends over to Signal. Signal is not 100% private, but it's like 99.999%, okay? So I'm getting to the point where anyone who contacts me now, if it's important, I get them to talk to me on Signal. Okay, great. Perfect. Do we need to log in there? Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? Yep, we're just going through that. Click, click, click. Next time, from now on, okay, I will have this ready. This will save us 5 to 10 minutes. This is the last time I'll do this. The reason I've done it for the 3 weeks is so that new people who are coming in for the very first time can actually see this process. From now on, I won't do this anymore. Okay, I'm going to have this set up already, ready to go. That's 10 minutes extra that we can use showing you the lab. So I'm going to sign in. And one more, I think. Yep. Oops. Okay, excellent. Fantastic. Now, so the first step is this. And by the way, I'm happy to go over time again today. I don't mind. I get to talk about technology with cool students. How cool. I mean, I'm living the life here. I'm living the dream. And I'm having fun teaching at the same time. So why not? All right, everything is going okay, I think. I've got lots and lots of screens everywhere. That's just part of the reality that we live in. No worries, Nathan. My pleasure. Anytime. It's I have fun. I do it because I enjoy it. If you love what you're doing, it's not work. That's how I think. All right. So on DC1, I'm gonna go really quickly on this. Okay. Um, so if you have a question, ask it now. But I've just got to do this quick. So DC1, it's the adapter is showing. So if I go to, oh wait, hang on, not there. DC1. Let me just expand that. Yeah. So we right click down here, open networks. I think this is what it's asking of us to do. Right click the Ethernet adapter. Yeah. I think this is what, yeah, there we go. It's there right there. So you can see that it's SWIN local. Ensure that it's displaying swin.local. If it's not, follow these procedures. Okay. Just follow that procedure. But on my system, it should be that way. If yours is not, then you'll have to follow this. So we're going to go on server 3. Okay. That was anticlimactic. We'll go to server 3. So I might shut the router down because I don't think we need, oh, sorry, not shut it down, but move away from it. But we're going to server 3. And I'm going to, again, you know how to set up Active Directory. It's not there, so we need to install it. Add roles and features. You've done this already. I'm going to go through it quickly until I need to stop and show you something. Yep, we're good. Group policy gets automatically done and install. Okay, you know how to do that. We've done it a couple of times. The next stage where we promote this to Active Directory, there's something different that we have to do. So far, so good. All right, this is going to take however long it takes. Who's popped in now? Anyone who's just popped in? Hi, nice to see you. Still going. It doesn't usually take this long, but that's fine. Just going to look ahead for the next parts of the labs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Task 2, verify deployment. Cool. And then exercise 2. Yeah. I'm confident that we'll be able to get through exercise 2 today. 3B. Yeah, 3B is going to, I'll have to record that later on. We'll probably get through to lab 3A today, exercise 1 and 2. And then lab exercise 1, 2, 3, 4, 3B. Try to do this yourself because I might or might not be able to do this. It just depends on my workload. Remember, we work most of the OLAs and unit coordinators have a full-time job. So, but I think I'll be able to do it for you. We're so slow today. Come on, move. Why have I got 2 of these running? I'm gonna close one. That's fine. How much RAM do these have? Oh, only 1 gig of RAM. Oh, up to 2. So you can use it between 1 and 2. All right. Yep, that's done. Perfect. So I'm going to close it. This flag up here says, attention, I need something. I need to promote this to a different domain. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is where I'm just going to slow down a bit. We need to um, add, this has to be a child domain. So we need to add this domain controller to an existing domain. Okay. So add domain controller to an existing domain. Now we need to do a new domain. Yeah, we have to add a new domain to an existing forest. It's going to be a child domain, and we have to tell it. We have to write this down or find it by selecting here. And we need to do this. This is the domain administrator and password. Perfect. It'll retrieve domains in the forest, and we choose which domain we want to be a child of. Server's not operational. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem. I think it should be okay. Try that again. Wonder why that's giving us a bit of annoying. Um, change IP settings. We didn't change it, Tanner? I thought we changed it. Hmm. You had this issue. Okay, Tiana, but it doesn't. Did I miss the step, or the step is simply not there? It doesn't say it. So, Tiana, so you found this out. So it doesn't say it on the lab notes, but you found this out, right? So that's why it's not working. Okay, so Tiana and Tana, walk me through this. What do I need to do? So on this server, I need to go over to, well, it's good that we're doing this together. We're collaborating. Go open network and yeah, do we need to configure this guy over here? DNS and the default gateway. Okay. Thank you for that. Good work, guys. Well done. Nice. Default gateway. There we go. Um, so I'm assuming if we go to the default, the router here, it will tell us what those will be. Yeah, but I need to find out what those IP addresses are. Tiana, you've got them already? Oh, wow. Nice. Nice. All right. So 192.168.100.1. And DNS is 172.16.32.10. Well done, guys. Good pickup. Very good. It would have taken me a while to pick that one up. It's taken me a few minutes. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. So now, hopefully, if we go back over to yeah, we go back here. Let's try that now. There we go. Nice. You guys rock. I tell you what, really, really awesome students. I can imagine it would have taken me a long time too. Would have driven me crazy. So we're going to call it one Turner. Turner. Isn't it? Yeah. Yep, we've already provided the credentials. We'll next that and it'll see if it'll test that to make sure that's working. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. The password's just going to be if you're ever configuring this, then make sure the password's in a safe area. This one here, because you never use it and you'll forget it. So it's good to have a backup of it somewhere. Maybe print it, put in a safe somewhere. Yeah, I think everything else is default. NetBIOS, who uses it? Really only printers, to be honest. Next, that. Yep. And view scripts. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like that. I like to copy them somewhere as a backup. So instead of going through the GUI, if I need to restart this, just get the script and get that to deploy. It's pretty cool. Really, Tana? Maybe they've done it on purpose. Maybe they want us to figure it out ourselves. Interesting. So what we could do is probably maybe we can share that Tana and Tiana. If we can share that together and maybe in a discussion group, for example, I'll show you where. Now, just in case you think, well, what's in it for me by helping others? Just in case, I'm just being funny here. But by teaching others, you actually improve your own knowledge. So that's good. It's good to share the love. I'm just going to make a space for this. We're waiting for that to load anyway. There are a lot of missing information in the lab. Come here to share information. Okay. Save that. Now, so for those who are watching this lab here, that's a recording or, yeah, please, in this discussion group, I don't think people see the text on the live labs. I don't think anyway. But go to the discussion group, go to week 3 lab, and this is what this is what this section looks like. It will have discussion group, lab 3 help. Anyone who finds the errors, please add them here and share with your teammate, your colleagues. It'll benefit you too by helping others as well, and make my life easy too. That's cool. Thanks, Tana. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you do a good job. I really appreciate that. It's collaboration, man. We're collaborating. So after that deploys, we need to verify the deployment of the new child domain and new domain controller. So we'll go over to, so we're already at server 3. We're already here. I don't know why it wants us to, yeah, because we have to restart. Then we sign in. Then we verify that there's a default trust configuration between one Turner and its parent domain. That should automatically happen. That should go straight away, because a parent child should have that two-way trust automatically. Yeah, I know that's going to take a little bit of time. I'm just going to check. I want to check something. There goes my AirPods on the ground. I just dropped them. I tell you, I really miss my on-prem days, my Active Directory days, configuring servers. I had a lot of fun. 134. Also authentication scope, configuration, define, forest. 126. I had a mentor colleague who has been doing this for 20 years, and he used to always look up. He used to have a little journal, an engineering journal that he used to look up. It was battered and it was torn. It was the ink was fading, the paper was crumbling, but he still used it. So it's always good to keep any books you get or any notes you have. Keep them. Don't ever let them go. Still going. Still going. Yes, Tanner. I think I know what this question is about. Yeah, Tanner, what we expect to see in the journal is you need to, okay. There are some questions in the lab you have to answer. So that you put that in the journal. When it says, put this in the journal, yeah, you write that. That's because you have to. But most of the time, what we want to see is what you've learned in this lab, in this topic. When you do the quiz, hang on, I've got the two subjects that are similar. I need to check on, yeah, the quiz. So when you do the quiz, how did you go on the quiz? Did you write this in the journal? What did you think of the quiz? Did you do well in the quiz, or did you need some more work? Then at the end of this journal, you write, now that I've learned this topic, I've done the lab, I've done the quiz, I would implement this, what I've learned today, in a enterprise or in an organization by doing A, B, C, D. Okay? So you're saying, like, now that you've learned a lot of stuff through the labs, you've been tested on the quiz, you felt the quiz was a bit hard or really easy, you did well. Then at the major part of the journal, you're saying, I've learned Active Directory, I've learned parent and child, as an example, parent-child domain. If I was setting this up in an Active Directory or in an organizational domain, I can, this is how I could link this to the real world. I'll give you an example. If it was me, if I was writing something like this, I would say, I would say, for example, I want to join Toyota domain with Hyundai domain, which will never ever happen in real life. That's never going to happen. But anyway, um, if Toyota was to join Hyundai, they're both different forests. I would configure a one-way trust and then make sure that Hyundai, for example, is secure and really working well. Then I can do a two-way trust. And then I would create on the Toyota domain another child domain, which is employees transferring from Hyundai over to Toyota. Do something like that. Yeah. So just you've learned something. How do you think that that works in an organization? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks like I don't think we'll be able to, Tanner. I don't think we'll be able to do that in the end. I've tried. Um, it just doesn't seem to work. I've tried everything. I've escalated it, and it doesn't seem like the support team can get that work. But if it works, great. If not, oh, I'm sorry. I haven't given up. I'm still trying. All right. So let's going to. It's gone through this prereq. I'm just going to install it. Let it do it. It'll restart, and we'll test this when it comes back. Now, I just want to confirm something. Back to the trustee identity server book. And you can see that I've absolutely smashed this book. Like look, I've got notes and highlights, my highlights and stuff like that. Yeah, I love this book. This book, 2016, still works for Windows 2022. Now I want to read something that I highlighted here about 6 years ago when I was learning this stuff, or maybe more, maybe 8 years ago when I was learning this stuff. No, not 8 years, it was 6 years. A trust relationship is a security agreement between two domains in an Active Directory domain server forest, between two forests, or between a forest and an external security realm. Really quickly, outside of the scope of this organization, I'm giving you bonus content here. For bonus, sometimes, okay, sometimes we want to connect to something that's not Active Directory, but still has an active database that looks like Active Directory. Linux has one, and Unix has as well. I don't know about Mac OS, I'm not really sure. But if we've got this working in Linux, it's not Active Directory, it's something very similar. It uses the same open source protocols. If I'm connecting over to this is called an external security realm. Just a heads up, that's bonus content, okay? Good to know, because Linux is dominating the server industry, web service in particular. Good to know. All right, now, parent and child, in terms of trust, there's a two-way, and it's called a transitive trust between parent domain. So let me just check that yeah, I don't want to talk too much. And yeah, so, okay. Yeah, so there's a two-way transitive trust there. Then there is a tree root, and the tree root is the tree to anything that's got that tree that goes to the root, the center part. This is the root here. There's a two-way transitive trust between a new Active Directory domain service domain tree and an existing ADDS forest root domain. Okay. External. When we go external, like out that way, there's a non-transitive one-way or non-transitive two-way, depends on the configuration. We can also do shortcuts as well. So we can create a shortcut so two-way trust between here and this other domain. It is possible, but not from that one, as an example. Yep. So that's a bit of additional information that I thought I'd like to share with you all. Let's go back over to our server 3 setup. Why is it not working? So still connecting here. I might just close this. I'm going to exit that and we'll try to get there again. And we'll connect there. Oh, it looks like it's not connected for some reason. That's interesting. Did anyone else have this issue? Could not connect to the virtual machine. Try again. That's not good. Not good at all. What I might do is I might, no, I didn't have that issue. I'm just going to shut, I'll try one more time. Wonder why it's not working. Maybe it's still loading in the background. Maybe still going through, the boot. Yeah, that the router's working now. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you know what? It's just me being impatient as usual. Always impatient. Just waiting for that to load. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I'm hoping for at the very least we'll be able to get through task 2. Yeah, so we'll get task 2 going. Like I always say, from my experience, if there's a lot of waiting in the Windows world in particular. Linux is a bit better. There's always a lot of installing, a lot of configuring and rebooting, and you have to wait a lot of times. You have to wait for Active Directory to deploy. You have a group policy that you've created. You have to wait like up to like 90 minutes, 110 minutes or something like that for it to deploy across the whole Active Directory if you've got a forest and another forest. Sometimes things just take a really long time. When that happens, my advice to you is do other things at the same time. Do things in in parallel. It's hard to keep track of sometimes. You just need to be organized, have notes, and have a little running journal, something like that. The reason I say that is because in those times where you have to wait, it's good to be productive and do other things. Yep. And so the other advice I have for you is there is a really big gap in IT workers and cybersecurity professionals. It's a huge gap for people who have 1 year to 2 years experience, right? So getting your first job will be hard, will be difficult for those who don't have one yet. Once you're in, you got like 1 year to 2 years to get that real good experience if you're working as support. In that time, when you're working in that organization, you really should prove your worth to your employers. So when you start your first job and you're doing support and you're doing stuff like this, You're creating user accounts in Active Directory and linking them to Microsoft 365 and all that kind of stuff in Azure. By being productive and being well organized, your employer will see that you're dedicated and you're organized and you don't make that many mistakes. That 1 year to 2 years, yeah, they will give you extra jobs and extra roles. And if you get extra certification, it helps. And you'll get promoted really quickly, fast. It's the one industry, cybersecurity and IT networking. Um, like, for example, I worked in the banking and finance for 15 years and I didn't get anywhere. And, it was because it's so competitive. It's so, you don't need, there's no way to show how good you are and get promoted. But in IT, in the first year, I was already like almost double the money in the first half year and a half. At that time it started like 45,000, wasn't that much. Then it jumped to 80. Like I'm thinking, wow, this is good, and it just keeps jumping up and up. But you have to show the initiative. If you just you know if you don't if you're just lazy or you don't want to put that much effort, you'll stay in that position forever. But if you work a bit hard and you become devoted and you multitask and you learn and you say to the manager, your team leader, say, look, you know what, I like this. I'm doing well at this. I've done a good job. I'm doing 10, 15, 20 tickets a day. I'm solving people's issues. You know what? I'd like to do something else if you don't mind. What is there a gap or is there a need in the organization? What do you need in your company? And they'll say, yeah, you know what? We need someone to do work on firewalls, or we need someone to do Azure um, Microsoft 365 or mobile deployment, you know. And then you say, yep, I'm onto it. And you just jump on that opportunity. Wherever the need is, just jump on it. All right, so we're going to, yep, so that's running now. So let's verify this. So now what we have to do is we can sign on to Winterna, but we want to sign into the domain Winterna. So we've got to be careful here. I will do this anyway, whether I have to or not, just out of habit. Winterna/administrator and password. I didn't have to do it on that occasion, I don't think, but I do it anyway. So I'm logging onto got the password wrong, administrator, and incorrect, administrator. I got the spelling of Winterna wrong, have I? I got Winterna. Winterna. And don't listen to me when my advice. Winterna. Okay, yeah, password. Hate this. All right, just make it password and add a number 1 to it. Changing password. Okay, so that's going to do its thing. Thanks for that, Tiana. I appreciate that, that pickup. Yeah, good, keen eyes. All right, so we're going to verify. We'll go over to network connections. Sorry, we'll go to server manager. We'll click on local server on the left here, and we'll see the computer name. This is all unknown for now, but it will load, and we've got the domain there, Winterna. So that's the child, and the parent is .swin.local. So that's the parent, and Winterna is the child. This is looking good. Looks like we've got something happening here. We'll minimize that. We'll right click, open network and internet settings. Go to Ethernet, change adapter options. Um, mm, yeah, same here. I think what you have to do is uh, disable and re-enable. No, it doesn't look like it's working. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I don't think it does any damage here. Yeah, just leave it. Yeah, yeah, just leave it. Not a big issue. Oh, actually, no, it worked. It worked for me. I think it ended up working. Yeah, but look, if you can't get that happening, don't worry. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if you don't get it, don't worry about it. That's not a problem. Shouldn't be a problem. All right, now, what do we have to do now? Verify that there's a default trust configuration between one turner, not one trina, like I wrote, one turner. Um, and we go over to, we'll launch Active Directory. Over here, Tools, Active Directory, Domains and Trusts. You don't really go in here that much, but this is where you would. And we left click over here, and we can now see that we've got a oneturner.swin.local. We can see the trust has it looks like it's there. And what we want to do is, I think we want to right click properties. I think we go to trusts, and we can see that WinLocal is the parent there. Yep. And in domain trusted by this domain, we got properties again. I forgot now. Hang on a second. Sorry. Trust tab in the domain. Oh yeah, in the outgoing trust. Yep, that's an outgoing trust, and this is incoming. So this is how we know that there's a two-way trust by coming in here. If you had another domain and there's only a non-transitive, or if there's only a one-way trust, you right-click properties and you go to trust, and this is where you'd find information about the trust. This is a classic MCSA exam that they had. A exam question I'd ask you something like this. All right. Now let's jump out of that. Because we don't have a lot of RAM, we need to, for the last part of our lab, before we call it a night, we have to shut down the router. Yeah. So we won't be doing this today, but anyone who's following along, do not revert these machines. So I'm going to shut down router, because the next exercise that I'm going to do online, in another time, which I'll put on YouTube. I hope, I'm not promising, but I'll try my best. But those following along, shut these down now, because you don't need them anymore for this lab. And this is called gracefully. You're going to shut these down gracefully. This is how you should shut them down, not like what I did before. So the router, because we don't need it anymore, and server 2, we'll exit that. And we'll do that for server 2 as well. You never, like in production environments, servers are not, you don't shut servers down. Yeah, you very rarely shut servers down, by the way, just letting you know that. The only server that you would shut down is a certificate authority server. So you would shut that down. You create it, that you have a authoritative server for certificates, create a certificate, deploy it, and then you shut that server down. That's the only real reason, to be honest. But that's about it, team. That will call it a day today, because the next lab will take more than 5 or 10 minutes. But any questions? Any issues? Labs are going okay. Tiana, Tana, who else have we got still here? All good? Yeah, good. Perfecto. Hugo, you good? Mohammed, you good? Nathan, Zian, all good? Absolutely, Nathaniel. Let me get that for you right now. Let me do that right now for you. Yeah, Mustafa, sorry, Tana. Tana, work it out and let me know. Okay? Tell me how you went. Okay. All right, everyone. Everyone have an amazing night. I will see you next week, or I'll see you in Discord, or I'll see you in the discussion groups, I'll see you in the emails. If you're, that's it. Have a good night. I'm going to end the recording. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.